Picture this. You wake up one morning, swing your legs over the side of the bed, and for the first time in your life, they feel like jelly. Just days earlier, you were climbing stairs, carrying groceries, even playing with your grandkids, but suddenly you find yourself gripping the nightstand just to steady your balance. Many seniors describe this moment as terrifying, a sudden weakness in the muscles that feels like the ground has been pulled out from under them. You may think it's just getting older, but the truth is, there's often an unseen trigger, and it happens quietly while you sleep. As a neurologist focused on seniors, I've seen countless patients shocked to learn that the very foods they believed were safe, even healthy at night, were silently sabotaging their muscles. We're not talking about smoking alcohol or fast food. I'm talking about common snacks, the ones many of you might keep on your bedside table or kitchen counter. These foods interfere with the body's natural repair system, stripping away the strength you've built over decades. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Today I'm going to walk you through 9 everyday nighttime snacks that can make muscle loss skyrocket, and trust me, you'll be surprised at how ordinary some of them look. And the first one is a trap many of my patients fall into without realizing: the midnight snack. When I ask my senior patients about their nighttime routines, one pattern shows up again and again: a small bowl of cereal before bed. It seems harmless, even comforting. After all, many cereals are marketed as whole grain light or fortified with vitamins. But the truth is, when you eat cereal at night, you are pouring sugar straight into a body that is supposed to be winding down for rest and repair. Here's what happens. Normally, during the deep stages of sleep, your body releases growth hormone. This hormone is essential because it helps rebuild and preserve muscle fibers, especially important as we age. But if your blood sugar spikes right before bedtime, as it does with even a modest serving of cereal, your insulin rises. Elevated insulin blocks the release of growth hormone. That means your muscles never get the signal to recover. Night after night, this small ritual can add up to significant weakness, and you may not notice until it's too late. Let me share a patient story. Mrs. Harris, age 72, had always been careful with her diet. She avoided soda-skipped desserts and walked daily. Yet she came into my clinic complaining that her legs felt weaker every morning, and climbing stairs left her breathless. Her test results revealed early signs of sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, even though her lifestyle seemed healthy. After digging into her nightly habits, she admitted with a smile, "Doctor, the only treat I allow myself is a small bowl of cereal before bed. I thought it was better than cookies." What she didn't realize was that her healthy treat was quietly undermining her body's repair system every single night. Science supports this. Studies show that high glycemic foods consumed at night can reduce growth hormone secretion by up to 30%. That's like shutting down the very machinery your muscles rely on to stay firm and strong. Even so-called whole grain cereals often hide added sugars, dried fruits coated with syrup, or refined starches that break down quickly into glucose. The effect is the same: blood sugar spikes, insulin rises, muscle repair halts. Think about this. Your body is designed to fast overnight, not to process an extra flood of sugar. Imagine trying to rebuild a house while workers are still tossing debris onto the site. That's what late-night cereal does to your muscles. It leaves them weaker, inflamed, and less able to recover from the wear and tear of the day. So the next time you reach for that comforting bowl before bed, pause and ask yourself, is this snack worth sacrificing tomorrow's strength? And if cereal surprised you, wait until you hear about the next food, one that masquerades as natural and wholesome, but can be even more damaging when eaten at night. Fruit juice. It sounds so harmless, doesn't it? A glass of orange juice or apple juice before bed feels like a natural choice. No fat, no caffeine, no guilt. Many of my senior patients proudly tell me they swapped soda for juice years ago, believing it was the healthier option. But when it comes to protecting your muscles overnight, fruit juice can be one of the most deceptive traps. Here's why. Unlike whole fruit juice is stripped of its fiber, what's left is a concentrated surge of fructose and glucose that rushes into your bloodstream within minutes. For a younger body, this may simply cause a sugar crash. But for seniors, this sudden spike has deeper consequences. Your insulin levels shoot up, your blood sugar swings, and instead of your body focusing on muscle repair during sleep, it is forced to manage that sugar overload. The result: muscle fibers starved of the very resources they need to heal and grow. Let me tell you about Mr. Delgado, a 68-year-old retired school teacher. He came to me with complaints of constant morning fatigue and increasing difficulty rising from his chair. "I've always been a juice drinker, doctor," he said. "I thought it was better than coffee at night." His nightly glass of apple juice, which seemed like a harmless routine, was quietly accelerating his sarcopenia. When we ran his blood tests, we found elevated triglycerides and signs of insulin resistance. After eliminating juice from his evenings and replacing it with water and a small protein snack, his energy improved within weeks and his legs regained some strength. There's another hidden danger: fructose. Unlike glucose, fructose is primarily metabolized in the liver, where it gets converted into fat and uric acid. At night, when your metabolism slows, this process leads to oxidative stress, a condition where free radicals damage cells, including delicate muscle fibers. This is why seniors who drink juice at night often feel heavy, weak, or stiff in the morning. Think about it: your body needs calm, balanced blood sugar to release growth hormone and repair muscle tissue. But when you sip that natural juice, your body is suddenly jolted into crisis mode. Instead of repairing, it's firefighting. Over time, this constant disruption weakens your muscles, erodes your stamina, and leaves you more vulnerable to falls or frailty. So the next time you see juice marketed as 100% pure or no added sugar, remember, at night it acts less like a healthy drink and more like a hidden saboteur. If juice shocked you, wait until you hear about the next snack, one marketed as a digestive aid, even labeled light or healthy, but loaded with a danger most seniors never suspect. Yogurt. It's the food most seniors trust as a healthy choice. Doctors recommend it for digestion, grocery stores market it as light and low fat, and many seniors believe a small cup before bed helps them sleep better. But here's the truth: not all yogurt is created equal, and the kind most people grab off the shelf at night can silently eat away at your muscle health. The problem lies in the sugar. Flavored yogurts, even those labeled low fat or light, are often loaded with added sugars, fruit syrups, or artificial sweeteners. When you eat these before bed, your blood sugar rises just as your body is preparing for deep rest. Remember, nighttime is when your muscles rely on steady growth hormone release to repair fibers broken down during the day. Spikes in insulin shut down this process, leaving your muscles weaker by morning. Take the case of Mrs. Nolan, a 70-year-old widow who came to me complaining of leg cramps and a feeling of heaviness each morning. She was diligent about her health, walked daily, attended yoga classes, and avoided junk food. The one ritual she kept was a light fruit yogurt cup every night. She believed it helped her gut. But her lab results told another story: rising fasting glucose, creeping insulin resistance, and muscle mass declining faster than expected for her age. Once she switched her yogurt habit to earlier in the day and chose plain unsweetened Greek yogurt paired with a handful of nuts. Her morning cramps eased and her strength began to return. Beyond sugar, there's another risk: hidden additives. Many commercial yogurts contain stabilizers, artificial flavors, and thickeners that disrupt gut bacteria. A disrupted microbiome doesn't just affect digestion, it interferes with nutrient absorption, especially protein and amino acids that are critical for muscle maintenance. Seniors with poor gut balance often experience more inflammation and slower recovery after physical activity. Now think about this carefully. A cup of light yogurt before bed may feel like a healthy indulgence, but in reality, it's a double hit: sugar blocks muscle repair, and additives weaken your nutrient absorption. The very food marketed to help your body may actually be working against it when consumed at the wrong time. And here's where it gets more concerning: if yogurt shocked you, the next snack might hit even closer to home. It's crunchy, salty, and for many seniors, it's the go-to choice with tea or TV in the evening. But what it does to your muscles overnight is even more insidious. Crackers and chips, the late-night comfort food that so many seniors reach for without thinking. They seem light, easy to digest, and harmless compared to heavy meals. Yet these crunchy snacks, whether salted crackers, potato chips, or even so-called baked alternatives, can quietly sabotage your muscles while you sleep. Here's the core problem: refined carbohydrates. Crackers and chips are made from white flour, potato starch, or processed grains that are stripped of their natural fiber and nutrients. When eaten before bed, they digest rapidly into glucose, causing blood sugar and insulin spikes at the exact time your body is supposed to be lowering them for deep rest. That spike doesn't just block growth hormone, it also triggers inflammation that directly damages muscle tissue. Mr. Raymond, 66, a retired carpenter, is one patient I'll never forget. He came into my clinic after a fall that left him with a bruised hip. He insisted he hadn't been dizzy, just weak. After reviewing his diet, we discovered his nightly ritual: a small plate of salted crackers with cheese while watching the news. "It keeps me from waking up hungry," he told me. But his blood markers showed elevated C-reactive protein, a sign of chronic inflammation. Combined with sarcopenia already setting in his muscles, simply didn't have the resilience to catch him during that stumble. Once we removed the nightly crackers and replaced them with a protein-based snack earlier in the evening, his inflammatory markers improved and so did his balance. There's also the salt factor. High sodium intake before bed draws water into tissues, leading to bloating and muscle stiffness. Seniors often wake with swollen fingers, heavy legs, or tight joints, thinking it's just old age. In reality, it's the aftermath of salty snacks pulling the body into imbalance overnight. Chronic high sodium also strains the kidneys, which in turn reduces the body's ability to regulate muscle-supporting minerals like potassium and magnesium. Without those, muscles lose strength even faster. Think about this. Every bite of a cracker is essentially empty calories, quick energy with no long-term support. Your muscles don't need empty fuel at night, they need steady repair. By choosing crackers and chips, you're essentially feeding inflammation instead of healing. Now, if you're feeling surprised, you're not alone. Many of my patients are shocked to learn their innocent evening crackers are part of the reason their legs feel weak or stiff in the morning. But what if I told you the next snack often paired with those very crackers carries an even more hidden danger, one that directly robs your body of calcium and undermines both bones and muscles? Processed cheese slices, those neat, square, individually wrapped pieces that melt so perfectly on toast or pair so easily with crackers. For many seniors, they are a convenient, comforting snack before bed, but convenience often comes with a hidden cost. Unlike natural cheese, processed cheese slices are loaded with additives, emulsifiers, and phosphates that quietly erode your muscle and bone health. Let me explain. Natural cheese provides calcium and protein, both essential for muscle strength and repair. But processed cheese is designed to melt smoothly and last longer on the shelf, and to achieve this, manufacturers add phosphate salts. At first glance, phosphates may sound harmless. After all, they are naturally found in foods. But in concentrated synthetic form, they disrupt calcium balance in the body. Instead of supporting your bones and muscles, they actually pull calcium out of storage. For seniors whose bone density and muscle reserves are already declining, this is a dangerous trade-off. I recall Mr. Thompson, a 74-year-old retired mechanic. He came to me frustrated by increasing leg weakness and recurring cramps at night. "I eat cheese every evening," he said. "It's got to be good for me, right?" But when we looked closer, his cheese was actually individually wrapped slices, not natural cheddar or Swiss. His blood work revealed elevated phosphate levels and lower than expected calcium. The imbalance was directly interfering with his muscle contraction and recovery. Once he cut out the processed slices and switched to a small portion of real cheese earlier in the day, his cramping eased and his nighttime strength improved. Another hidden danger is the high sodium content in these slices. A single serving can contain as much salt as a bag of chips. Excess sodium not only worsens blood pressure but also increases fluid retention in muscles, leaving them stiff and fatigued the next morning. For seniors prone to hypertension or kidney strain, this can quietly accelerate muscle loss and overall frailty. And let's not forget, processed cheese provides little actual protein. What you're left with is a salty, phosphate-heavy snack that does more harm than good. When eaten at night, it blocks your body's natural repair systems, interferes with calcium balance, and leaves you weaker over time. So here's the question you should ask yourself: is that quick, convenient slice worth the long-term cost to your muscles and bones? If this surprised you, wait until you hear about the next common nighttime snack. It's sweet, it's indulgent, and many seniors turn to it for comfort, but its hidden stimulants can sabotage your body's deepest muscle-repairing sleep. Chocolate, a sweet comfort so many seniors turn to in the evening. A small square after dinner, a bar while watching television, or a few pieces with tea can feel harmless, even healthy. After all, dark chocolate is often praised for its antioxidants. But when eaten at night, chocolate quietly interferes with one of the most critical processes for your muscles, deep restorative sleep. The culprit lies in two ingredients: sugar and caffeine. First, let's talk about sugar. Just like cereal juice or crackers, chocolate causes a late-night blood sugar spike. That spike signals insulin release, which immediately shuts down your body's production of growth hormone. Without growth hormone, muscle fibers that break down during the day cannot rebuild overnight. This means that even if you're walking, exercising, or staying active, your muscles aren't getting the chance to recover. Now add caffeine to the equation. Even small amounts of caffeine in chocolate can be enough to disrupt sleep cycles in seniors who metabolize stimulants more slowly than younger adults. Instead of drifting into deep restorative slow-wave sleep, the stage where muscle repair happens, your body remains in lighter stages. The result: less repair, more breakdown, and a gradual erosion of strength. Consider the case of Mrs. Bennett, a 69-year-old retired nurse. She told me she always kept a chocolate bar by her bedside. "It helps me relax," she said with a smile. But over the past year, she noticed her legs felt heavier in the mornings and she often woke up groggy. Her sleep study revealed she was barely spending time in deep sleep stages, and her growth hormone levels were significantly lower than average. Once she cut out nighttime chocolate and shifted her sweet cravings earlier in the day, her energy improved and her muscle weakness stopped progressing so quickly. There's also the issue of theobromine, a lesser-known stimulant in chocolate. Theobromine increases heart rate and acts as a mild diuretic. For seniors, this means more nighttime bathroom trips, fragmented sleep, and yet another blow to muscle recovery. Every interruption in your sleep cycle shortens the window your muscles have to rebuild. Think of it this way. Eating chocolate at night is like cutting off your repair crew just as they arrive to rebuild your house. The sugar spikes, the caffeine stimulation, the sleep disruption all combine to leave your muscles weaker the next day. So the next time you reach for that comforting bar in the evening, ask yourself, is a few minutes of sweetness worth another morning of weakness? And if chocolate surprised you, wait until you hear about the next so-called healthy snack. It's marketed as energy food, often carried by walkers and hikers, but when eaten at night, it puts extraordinary stress on your muscles and metabolism. Granola bars and energy bars, they line the health food aisles wrapped in shiny packages stamped with words like high-fiber, protein-packed, and all-natural. Many seniors keep them at home thinking they're a better choice than cookies or candy. But when eaten at night, these bars often do more harm than good, quietly undermining your muscle health while you sleep. Here's why. Despite the health claims, most granola and energy bars are loaded with added sugars, syrups, and refined grains. Even the ones labeled organic or natural often contain honey brown rice syrup or other sweeteners that hit your bloodstream like pure sugar. Just as with cereal or juice, that late-night sugar spike triggers insulin, blocks growth hormone, and halts overnight muscle repair. The damage is compounded when you consider the so-called protein content of these bars. While they advertise grams of protein, it often comes from processed soy isolates or whey blends that digest too quickly to provide lasting repair during sleep. Let me share the story of Mr. Patel, 70, a retired engineer. He came to my office feeling frustrated about his constant weakness and lack of progress despite daily walks and light weightlifting. He told me proudly, "Doctor, I fuel myself with energy bars. They're better than junk food." But after reviewing his diet, it became clear his habit of eating one bar every night before bed was spiking his blood sugar, raising his triglycerides, and robbing him of the deep sleep his muscles needed. Once he stopped this routine and switched to an earlier balanced snack such as Greek yogurt with nuts in the afternoon, his energy levels began to improve and his leg strength slowly returned. Another hidden problem is the additives. Many granola and energy bars contain preservatives, artificial flavors, and even caffeine from chocolate coatings or energy blends. These stimulate your body at a time when it should be winding down. Seniors are particularly sensitive to these additives, which can cause restless sleep, nighttime bathroom trips, and muscle stiffness by morning. Think of it this way. Energy bars are designed for quick fuel during activity, not for rest. Eating them before bed is like revving your car engine right before you turn it off. It strains, the system wastes fuel, and prevents recovery. Your muscles don't need quick energy at night. They need stability, calm, and uninterrupted repair. So before you unwrap that healthy bar, ask yourself, am I feeding my strength or am I silently draining it away? And if granola bars shocked you, the next food may surprise you even more. It's naturally sweet, often given as a healthy snack to kids, and many seniors rely on it for fiber. But at night, its concentrated sugars deliver a hidden blow to aging muscles. Dried fruits, raisins, dates, apricots, prunes, they seem like one of the healthiest snacks you could choose. They're natural, packed with fiber, and often recommended for digestion. Many seniors keep a small bowl on the table or reach for a handful before bed, believing it's far better than candy or cookies. But when it comes to nighttime muscle health, dried fruits are a hidden danger. Here's why. When fruit is dried, the water is removed, but the sugar remains now concentrated into a much smaller package. A single handful of raisins can deliver the sugar equivalent of a can of soda. At night, this flood of glucose and fructose doesn't give your muscles energy. It spikes insulin, blocks growth hormone, and floods your liver with fructose to process. Instead of repairing muscle fibers, your body is stuck managing that sugar overload. The case of Mrs. Lee, age 71, illustrates this well. She came to me complaining of worsening stiffness in her legs and an odd sense of weakness when she tried to get out of bed in the mornings. "I don't eat sweets," she told me proudly. "Just a few dried apricots before bed to help with digestion." But her blood work revealed elevated uric acid and triglycerides, both side effects of excess fructose. Her muscle mass, measured by DEXA scan, had dropped more rapidly than expected. Once she shifted her dried fruit to mornings and paired it with protein, her morning weakness improved and her uric acid levels normalized. There's also the problem of oxidative stress. The concentrated sugars in dried fruit fuel the production of free radicals, especially when consumed at night. These free radicals damage cells, including delicate muscle fibers, and contribute to the slow creep of sarcopenia. Add to this the fact that many dried fruits are coated with extra sugar or preserved with sulfites, which can trigger inflammation, and you have a recipe for overnight muscle sabotage. Think of it this way. Eating dried fruit at night is like pouring syrup into your body's repair system. The very fibers that should be healing and strengthening are drowned in sugar and oxidative stress. Over weeks and months, this leaves you waking up weaker, stiffer, and more prone to falls. So, the next time you see dried fruit marketed as a natural snack, remember timing matters. In the evening, it's less a gift to your body and more a slow erosion of your strength. But don't worry, this story doesn't end in despair. In the final section, I'll share safe, satisfying alternatives you can enjoy at night, along with practical rules that protect your muscles, help you sleep deeply, and restore your confidence in your own body. By now, you've seen how ordinary nighttime snacks, cereal, juice, yogurt, cups, crackers, processed cheese, chocolate granola bars, and dried fruit can silently erode your muscle health. The message is clear. Aging changes the way your body interacts with food, and the very habits that once seemed harmless may now be accelerating muscle loss, weakness, and fatigue. But here's the good news. You are not powerless. With the right choices, you can protect your strength, improve your sleep, and wake up with energy again. Let's begin with safe alternatives. If you feel hungry at night, choose foods that support, not sabotage, your body's repair process. Greek yogurt with nuts. Plain unsweetened. Greek yogurt provides slow-digesting protein, and the nuts add healthy fats that stabilize blood sugar. This combination fuels muscle repair instead of blocking it. Cottage cheese. Naturally rich in casein protein. Cottage cheese releases amino acids steadily through the night, making it one of the best bedtime snacks for seniors. Avocado slices. Packed with healthy fats, magnesium, and potassium. Avocado supports both muscle relaxation and steady sleep. Berries. Unlike dried fruit, fresh berries contain antioxidants with relatively low sugar. They fight oxidative stress and support brain and muscle health. Boiled eggs. Simple, rich in high-quality protein and essential vitamins. They provide muscle repair without sugar spikes. Beyond food choices, remember these rules for safe nighttime eating. Eat earlier. Finish your last snack at least 2 hours before bed to give your body time to process it before sleep. Pair protein with fat. This keeps blood sugar stable and allows steady amino acid delivery to your muscles. Avoid concentrated sugars, especially juices, candies, or dried fruit that overwhelm your system at night. Listen to your body. Hunger at night often signals dehydration. Drink a glass of water first before reaching for food. Think of your body as a team of builders. At night, they arrive ready to repair and strengthen your house, your muscles. But if you give them sugar additives and processed snacks, it's as if you dump rubble on the construction site. With the right foods, however, you hand them the exact tools they need. The result is a stronger, more resilient body that carries you safely through each day. I want you to remember this. Your strength is not gone. Even after 60, your muscles can respond, recover, and protect you. All it takes is a few smarter choices. By replacing harmful nighttime snacks with muscle-friendly alternatives, you reclaim control over your health and guard yourself against the dangers of sarcopenia. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss another tip designed just for you. Together, we can help you stay strong, independent, and full of life.